you feel like a veteran now? I mean, it's been a few times now in the camp.
I mean, I don't want to say like a veteran because that makes me feel a little old, but kind of know my way around, I would say, at this point.
How much different does it feel than maybe just a couple years ago when you were like a prospect trying to learn your way around, or a couple years back when you were trying to fight your way onto the team?
I mean, it feels a lot different. You know, like you said, like I was just a rookie. I didn't really know all the guys like that, but I feel like, this is all my brothers here. We're just playing baseball, doing what we love, and competing what we're doing. So it's definitely different now.
What's the energy like and the vibe like? Dan, first-year manager, bringing back a lot of the same guys. Just what have kind of the energy been like the past few days?
I mean, it was huge for them to do that. To have pretty much the same group that we had last year, and there was definitely a lot of friendships that we have built up as a group, and I think that's something really important. To go out there and compete and kind of know the guys that you have next to you, and kind of know what to expect from them.
How excited are you to have Randy and Victor playing next year for an entire season?
I mean, I'm excited. Randy especially came with a nice different flow. So I don't know. We might try to join into that, but it's going to be a really fun outfield. I feel like we're definitely going to be making a lot of fun plays back there and having fun like playing the game. But I'm really excited. Really excited.
How much do you feed off their energy, those two guys in particular?
I mean, a lot. I feel like Victor, we always do some random stuff, to say it like that. And, have fun while we're doing, play aggressive. And Randy, he's always going to be Randy. So I feel like you always can use some of that energy to compete and do your best.
Julio, you were hard on yourself last year when we talked to you, very tough on yourself and your performance. But what did you take away when you had the offseason, looked at it, and, do you take a lot from the last 6 weeks where it was really good? How does it work?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what I did. Like the beginning of the year it is what it is, But I feel like I definitely took with me like the last 6 weeks, what we did as a team, what we did as an organization, and everything. Just kind of how we continue to push forward. We were right there again. So I definitely took those last 6 weeks with me into my off season and kind of try to carry into this year.
Do you feel that momentum right now? I mean, based off of the way you ended last season and some of the things you were working on with Edgar and working into the offseason and now?
Yeah, I definitely feel that, and it feels good. It feels really good.
Last year you said you didn't want to see any of those pitchers traded, and they didn't do it again. I mean, how comforting is knowing you got those 5 guys back in the rotation this year?
I mean, it's huge. It's huge. I feel like we can never talk enough about what they do and how they can just come up every single day, any of them, give help to another team. So I feel like it was a great decision, to keep it together. And I feel like we're gonna back them up a little bit different this year.
Did you follow any of the offseason buzz, the trade buzz? Castillo's name was linked to some rumors. I know you guys tried to get Santana. Do you follow that stuff in the offseason?
I mean, how not to, how not to follow that, I feel like we all in this kind of business sport together, so we kind of hear about everything. I'm glad, that we kind of stay with our guys and, we keep Castillo. Castillo is a great teammate, great player, I don't want to have to face him, so that's great.
Get mad at Santana for not coming here?
I mean, at the end of the day, he has his family, he has other things, and I know he really loved the team and that he wanted to make it happen, but he has a family, he's going to see them in Kansas City and things like that, so definitely things that played out into it.
It just sounds like position player-wise, you feel really confident about this group. Even though you guys came one game shy, that you feel like you're right on the cusp of breaking through.
Yeah. I mean, if you see a lot of us, you can say didn't have the best year and some things were happening too. So I think we have a really talented group. Maybe a lot of people don't want to see it like that, but that's kind of their opinion, and I don't really care about that. And I just think that this group has what it takes, and I feel like, I think that's something that we, continue to be focused, continue to be fighting as a team, and I think that's the only way that we're going to get through.
Do you guys use that as motivation at all? I mean, knowing what some people are like, yep, they thought that more moves should be made this offseason, and yet it's upon this offense to get going a little bit more this year?
I mean, for sure. I feel like we always kind of take that, to heart in a way, because I feel like we work really hard and we want to make it happen more than more than anybody else. What anybody else want to say, but I think that definitely fuels the tank.
What did you do as far as your offseason goes? You like to have goals or things you want to address. What did you think you needed to work on this offseason and really attack to be ready?
I mean, like we were talking, I feel like the last, few weeks of the season were like really productive, for many different ways. And I just feel like, I wanted to keep building on to that, because I feel like that's the type of player that I see myself as. And, that obviously you always want to improve, but I think that player is really good.
Edgar just said he wanted you to be an athlete. That's what he said. Just be an athlete when you're hitting. Do you feel like that? Do you feel athletic right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good.
Have you gotten to connect with Seitzer yet, the new hitting coach, and what can he bring to the table?
I mean, he's a great guy. Since even before I showed up in camp, we talk on the phone, and it's just like a very similar message to Edgar. They have really good mentality about hitting, about approaching the game, and different situations and things like that. That actually give a good feel for the baseball game. So I'm really happy that he's here. I'm really happy and looking forward to what he gonna help us achieve throughout the year.
For you, how different is that philosophy compared to what you're being coached in the way you were being coached before?
I mean, I don't want to say I don't want to say anything in particular. I just feel like the game of baseball has a feel. You can't lose that. And I just feel like when you lose it, that's when you get into trouble. And I feel like that they as a group, I feel like they're bringing that a little bit.
You're competitive. You love the game. How tough is it to watch a postseason? You missed it by 2 years in a row like that.
I mean, you always want to be, the team playing those games. Especially when you feel like you deserve being there, but you can never you don't always get what you wish for. You gotta earn it. So I feel like that's something that we're gonna be here to accomplish.
Did last year hurt more than the year before? I mean, last year you had the big lead. The year before, it was against the division rivals at the very end.
Man, anything hurts. I feel like making it out of the playoff, even if it's I don't know, the Midwest League, whatever, that kicks you out of the playoff or whatever, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, and it might be different, anything, but it still hurts. You want to win, and I feel like that's the mentality of this team, and that's what we're looking forward to do this year, a lot.
When you were, in your first camps, lots of guys talk to you. Do you talk to Laz? Do you talk to Arroyo? Do you talk to Colt Emerson about, hey, this is what you need to do, or this is what you should expect?
Well, I've been talking with those fools, with Laz and Arroyo and all that. I got to talk a little bit more with Emerson. He's a little quiet, but I'm gonna bring him out a little bit. But yeah, they're around. They definitely feel welcome. We have a really good group. There's nobody that is gonna make them have a tough time. And yeah, I feel like everybody's very open to teach them kind of how things are done at this level. And even me and anybody, I feel like he's gonna really help them out.
How much nicer are these cages than what they used to be?
I mean, I was talking with the guys that you can literally just go and hang out. You can literally just go and hang out, watch people hit, and it's very very comfortable. So you be able to focus and do what you need to do and get it done and get out.
It just feels like a much more professional major league.
Yeah, it definitely feels more like that. And shout out to Jack. I gotta say that. Shout out to Jack, man. You did a great job. And yeah, keep going.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
All right,
you.
perfect. Thank you, guys.